I need to tell you something about smart glasses that will save you a lot of money. Now, if you've been to my channel before, you know that I own at least 7 different brands of smart glasses. At least I haven't counted in a while. And there's several of them that I use almost on a daily basis. I just spent a week at CES, which is the largest consumer electronics show in the world, and I tried as many smart glasses as I could get my hands on. Here's what I learned. The smart glasses industry is getting extremely competitive, way more than any of us expected. Smart glasses are getting really, really good, like shockingly good, and from companies that you've never even heard of. Because of that, I am not ready to recommend any of these smart glasses to you. So let me explain. If you buy the wrong pair of smart glasses, they can run you anywhere from a couple $100s to over $1,000. And yes, I did try some really good ones that are over $1,000, and I just don't want you to regret buying something right now without knowing the amount of innovation that's happening in the smart glasses industry at such a rapid pace. Quick context on me. Like I said, I do own a ton of different pairs of smart glasses. I think I own about 5 pairs of the RayBan Meta audio glasses. I do own the Meta RayBan display glasses. I own Rokid Max 1 and 2, so both generations. I have the Inmo Go, I have the In-Air glasses, I have the Lucid glasses. I have a ton of glasses. Just check my channel. I've talked about a ton of them. I've reviewed a ton of them on my channel. For example, these Meta display glasses, I've had them since launch day. I know exactly how long the battery actually lasts on these because I've tested them extensively. In-Air Go Pack, which I just got about a month ago, I'm testing it extensively again because it's supposed to be able to replace your laptop. I'm actually going to the Philippines, and by the time you see this video, I'm probably already there on vacation, and I'm taking my In-Air Go glasses, testing it extensively to see if it can actually replace my laptop. So the point is, I test smart glasses extensively. I also have a robotics and mechanical engineering background. I worked on the Mars rover. I worked at Apple. I worked at Meta. As a technical program manager, I know tech. I freaking love tech. Okay, with that out of the way, at CES this year, I saw the future of this tech, and man, am I excited for it. Okay, so let me walk you through what impressed me, and I'm going to talk about this pretty fast since there's just so much. First and foremost, smart glasses, absolutely everywhere. They are everywhere at CES. You couldn't walk like a step without seeing another smart glasses company, so I really had to pick and choose which ones I could try and test out because I had limited time, and I did try to pick out the ones that are the most popular and well known for this video. Starting with TCL's RayNeo X3 Pro. This was one of the most impressive demos that I tried. They have dual displays, so displays in full color in both glasses, and they were similar to the Meta RayBan displays, where the display is built into the lenses somehow, versus a birdbath display, which is what the Rokid is, where they're a bit on the thicker side on the lenses and don't look as natural. Having the displays in both eyes was way more comfortable than having the display just in one eye, like on the Meta RayBan displays. It has navigation, translations, notification. You control it by using the side of the glasses, and you can also use your phone to control the glasses. Interesting thing is it can actually record the footage that you're seeing in your glasses, and it uses the camera to overlay it over what you're seeing, so you can easily show people what the experience is like, versus right now on the display glasses you cannot do that. But here's the catch. The price of these glasses is around $1,100 to $1,300 depending on if you purchase it as an early bird, so they're not cheap. They're more expensive than display glasses. They're like the price of a laptop, more expensive than a laptop. And I only got like a 5-minute demo, so I can't really tell you anything about battery life or how useful it is in a day-to-day experience, comfort over time, etc. So for now, I will say they were very impressive, but I definitely need more hands-on experience and lived-in experience to be able to say whether or not I recommend them. Okay, next is Asus ROG X3 R1. These are the gaming glasses that Asus and XREAL partnered up on. It supposedly gives you a 171-inch display, virtual screen, 240 hertz refresh rate, which is higher than most gaming monitors. So you plug this into your Steam Deck or your ROG Ally, and then you get a massive virtual screen with zero lag. And I did get to demo this. It was so beautiful. Oh my gosh, those glasses have like vibrant colors, such a wide display. I really enjoyed my demo of this. I only got to try it for about like 5 minutes, but they definitely make portable gaming so much better. Oh, it was lovely. Since I didn't get to try it for a long time, I don't know how comfortable they are over a long period of time. I would really need to test this extensively once I get my hands on them. And I don't know if the battery holds up over time. I just need more time with them. The next one is Dreame. So Dreame has these AI health smart glasses, which are modular. I actually didn't spend too much time on this. This is probably the one that I spent the least amount of time with. I didn't even look too closely at the apps or whatever that's in it. But the fascinating thing about these is that they're modular. So Dreame, which is a company that makes robot vacuums and now actually a ton of other smart home gadgets, that was super cool to see, are now making modular smart glasses. They're the only ones that I've seen doing this. So you can have your base AI glasses. So think like RayBan Meta, just audio based glasses, and then you can magnetically clip a display onto it, and then it turns into a display glasses, which was really cool. Now they don't look pretty when they have the displays attached onto the AI glasses, but the concept was very interesting. I think this idea is fascinating because now you only have one pair of glasses, and then you can just pop on the display when you need it, and then like it's so tiny and compact, the display, then you could just pop it off and maybe store it somewhere if you're not really wanting to use a display. I find it to be a very fascinating piece of smart glasses technology, and I wonder if other companies are going to adopt this same concept now that it is out there in the world. All right, on to the next pair. Even Reality's G2 glasses. Got to demo these at CES. So if you want glasses that look completely normal, I would say that Even Realities is the most sleek in terms of like how tiny it is compared to any of the other smart glasses. It also does not have a camera, and the display on it is just green, so it's not in full color or anything. But what I found fascinating about these is they were so practical. Like they were actually really exactly what you would need in smart glasses if you weren't trying to be extra and have full color. So it had teleprompter, it had translation, all which worked super fast, and you can see your messages. You can actually even have a feed in the glasses that show you like news, or you can customize it based on whatever information you want to be able to see easily. And the controls, instead of the controls being on the side of the glasses like all the other ones, the side of the glasses are actually really thin, and the controls are like the back of it is a little bit thicker, and that's where the controls are. So you're kind of like touching the back of your ear to control the glasses. The other interesting thing about Even Realities, which is why I was so eager to make sure I got a demo at CES, is that they are the only company that I know at this moment that are making smart rings that track your health, but also double as a controller for your smart glasses. So for example, you can like twirl your ring in your finger, and that would scroll through your glasses display, which is a little bit more discreet than having to keep touching the side of your face. VITURE, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I actually did a demo at this private party in the evening, and at some point I probably should tell you guys about how Area 15's new VR experience, it's like an hour-long experience, one of the best VR experience I have ever done in my life. Absolutely, like 10 out of 10. People should fly to Vegas for that experience. But anyway, so there was a party at Area 15, and I did get to try the VITURE glasses. I got to try 2 different pairs of glasses. One is the existing model, but anyway, I'll kind of group them together because it was a little bit fuzzy. It was late at night. Colors in the VITURE glasses, incredible, beautiful, like stunning. And then it also has the auto 3D spatializing feature, and that just looks so good as well. They also have glasses that is full 6 DoF, not just 3 DoF. So 3 DoF means that the display usually just stays right in front of you like this. It's like stuck to your face. 6 DoF, which means 6 degrees of freedom, means that if the display is here, you can walk around it and it will stay in place. So they did have 6 DOF glasses as well. And then, interestingly, they also have hand tracking in their glasses. So you could like pinch and manipulate the 3D display with full hand tracking in front of you, which I haven't really seen this control mechanism in any other display glasses. As you know, the Meta displays, for example, use a neural wristband. And I do think that hand tracking is just much more intuitive than any other type of control systems. So VITURE is one that I'm definitely keeping an eye on, and I would love to test further. On to Rokid. Rokid has several pairs of glasses. As you know, I have their AR Spatial 2, which is their glasses paired with the puck. So this is what I use for watching movies, especially while laying down in bed. Anyway, the other glasses that I got to try at CES from Rokid, one was in AI glasses similar to the RayBan Meta glasses, where it's just audio only. And I did test this out. Those AI glasses from Rokid does take photos and videos in horizontal mode. So I did test that out, which was amazing. I know a lot of you, like me, really want horizontal footage in our glasses. And then Rokid also has their own display glasses that they're working on. So these display glasses, similar to the Even Realities glasses, only has green text, not full color, but they are in both eyes. And again, I did try the translation, it worked flawlessly. I even got to scan a QR code to pay for my coffee with the glasses. I think this is more of a thing in China than in the US, but that was really cool. And the glasses were just very practical. Rokid has a ton of, like, 3 different types of glasses so far that I know of, probably more, that they're working on, and they all seemed pretty good. I didn't have any complaints during the demo that I tried. So I hope by now you're starting to get an understanding of why I can't recommend any smart glasses at this moment. Hopefully you're seeing the pattern. Everything I tried at CES actually really impressed me. They were all great. I don't have any complaints right now, at least not in my 5 or 10 minute demo that I did with these smart glasses. We have so many different types of smart glasses. We have gaming glasses with really insane refresh rates. We have AR glasses, full color with dual displays. We have modular smart glasses that turn from smart AI glasses to full display glasses that look completely normal. Like, the innovation on smart glasses at CES is actually so impressive. And it's real. Like, I tested them and they work and they feel great. So here's the problem. I cannot tell you to go spend, I don't know, $400 to $1,300 on any of these based on my very short demo of them at CES. For example, I do own the Meta RayBan display glasses. I own them. I love the concept, but the battery for me dies pretty fast. I know that they finally released like the handwriting feature, which I was waiting on for so long, but that feature did not get pushed to my glasses, sadly, so I don't have access to it yet. But the point being, like, I love them in theory once I got them and tried to use them on a daily basis. There are obviously hiccups that I have with them. So I need to know that these smart glasses that in theory, especially in the short amount of time that I got to demo them, I need to be able to get them in my hands and properly test them out, like how I'm testing the In-Air Go Pack smart glasses, which is the laptop replacement glasses, before I can tell you what I recommend. And to be honest, most of these glasses from CES are not even available yet. I think some of them are releasing in the next month or so. These companies did tell me that they will send me review units so that I could test them out at home. I don't know if they will. Hopefully they will. And if and when they do, I will obviously do my due diligence, test them out, and give you a proper review and recommendation on these glasses. So right now, my advice is to not buy anything and wait until some of these glasses release. However, if you do already own a pair of glasses and they work for you, that's great. Keep using them. I will still keep using my RayBan Meta glasses, for example. But if you do really want to buy a pair like ASAP and you really want one. My daily driver is still my RayBan Meta glasses, Gen 1 or Gen 2. I mean, I use Gen 2 more now because the battery life is so much better, but these are my daily drivers still. I do still stand by them, so those are linked down below if you're interested. But I will say, if you're not in a rush, please subscribe to my channel, because as I get more units, I will start reviewing them in detail, one at a time. Everything from like battery life, comfort, real world use cases, all of it. So please stay tuned for any more information on that. And I am curious, for those that do own smart glasses, can you just let us all know in the comments which ones you have and if you actually use it on a daily basis. I'm just kind of curious which glasses everyone is using at the moment. Okay, that's it for me today. Thank you, and I will see you in the future. Bye.